Well, also you look at the standings in the NCHC, right, from third place to last place in our conference. It's really tight. So you may be playing teams that are we're playing teams now that are below us in the standings, but it's so tight and so good. And obviously this weekend we play Colorado College, and they learned how to win here at Lawson last year in the playoffs. So another formidable opponent that we'll have to be ready for. Interesting series in Duluth. Certainly disappointed with our start on Friday night. Came back to the dressing room, and we challenged the guys on their will to win and the idea, what did we come to Duluth for? And they all said, when I asked them, well, we came here to win. And we certainly didn't reflect that the way that we played in the first period of the first game. Duluth was very good, and we were standing still. And we came out in the second period. It was a completely different story. We outshot them 19-6, had tremendous scoring chance opportunities. Third period was back and forth. We ended up giving up a couple of goals and an empty net goal that, both those goals that they got, we would like to have back in the third period. Saturday was a focus group that hit the ice, and just as Duluth had skated us into the ice in our zone, we skated Duluth into their ice in their zone. We played really well in the first period, got after them. I actually liked the full 60-minute effort from our team. Ben Blacker came into net, played well for us, and we created offensive chances. Our power play probably had as dominant a night as we've had all year in terms of creating chances. We didn't score on them, but we sustained the momentum of the game and kept taking it to them. So liked our overtime, how we played it. We played aggressive, assertive, and won the game in a shootout with our captain getting a big goal for us. A lot of guys played their best hockey of the year in the Saturday night game, and that's encouraging for us as we move forward.
The previous 5 games before the Duluth series, the team had scored 7 total goals in 5 games. You get 6 over the weekend. Are you starting to see finally those injured players kind of meshing together and the confidence growing in the offensive end?
Well, we still have some guys that haven't found the net that are guys that normally score for us, and we expect that they will. But, Adam, it's interesting. I think in the last 4 games we've generated over 40 shots in every game. That's almost impossible to do if you look at today's hockey, to do that, and particularly the teams we've been playing against. So we've been generating offense. We've been putting pucks in the net. The right people are getting the chances, and you believe that if they consistently do that and they make sure that their efforts are repeatable, that they do the same thing in every situation so that they're consistent with their game and they're putting the puck in the net, that puck's going to go in. So it is encouraging to score some goals after being devoid of goal scoring for a number of games there. But bottom line is we have to defend just as well. We're an offensive-oriented team. That's why we get over 40 shots a game, is because we put the puck in the net, we skate hard, we work hard. Part of the issue is sometimes when you're not scoring, you press a little bit too much and you let down on the defensive side, and the other teams have been smart enough to take advantage when we've done that. So we've got to have both consistency at both ends of the ice, but certainly generating the chances, you have to believe that the puck is going to start going in on a regular basis for us.
Ben Blacker played 10 shutout minutes in that Game 1 loss, and then to pick up the win the way he did in Game 2, making those saves in the shootout. Can you talk about the confidence that he's playing with right now?
Well, Ben has worked extremely hard all year. There's no question about it. We came through training camp this year, and Brandon Bussey, in our eyes, was our number 1 guy, and Ben was our number 2, and that's the way that we went into the season. And certainly Brandon gave us no reason not to come back with him. His Friday nights have always been outstanding, and recently his Saturday nights have not been as good. And we just felt after Friday night's game that those 2 goals in the third period Brandon would like to have back, and because of kind of the situation on Saturday nights, we were even leaning potentially playing Ben even if Brandon had won on Friday night there. So we followed through on that. Ben got into the game Friday, played the last 10 minutes, looked real sharp. We went into the game Saturday, and it was an opportunity for Ben to step in the net. He's a senior that's won a lot of big games for the Bronco hockey team, and he got his opportunity and took advantage of it. And certainly Brandon got a rest night. We'll work on his game here this week, and we'll be ready to go against Colorado College.
At this point in the week, do you know who's going to get that start on Friday?
Right now, you would probably think that Ben Blacker deserves the opportunity to play, but we have to evaluate practice and talk about it as coaches, and we'll put a goalie on in net on Friday night that gives us a chance to win there. So you'll know for sure when you watch the first goalie step on the ice for the warm-up, and we'll know who's playing that night. But, Ben played well, but Brandon Bussey's been extremely good for us as well, too. So creates decisions on the part of the coach, and just like Bill O'Brien would like to have that fourth down play where they kick the field goal with about a yard to go. Sometimes you look back at those and wish you'd done it differently as a coach.
Ben's a guy who's been around the program for a while. How does it make you feel as a coach to see him, pick up his play and play the way he is as a senior this year?
Well, what I'm most happy about with Ben Blacker is not him as a goaltender, but as a person, and how he's dealt with an adverse situation. I mean, he came in here and established himself as our number one goaltender at a phase where it didn't go well for him. We ended up switching. We put a guy in there, in Trevor Gorsuch last year, who stepped up and got the job done, and Ben didn't get to play very much. And yet he came into this year with a positive attitude. He's worked hard every single practice. He's out there for the extra skates. He's on the ice here this morning in an optional day because it was a travel day for our guys yesterday, and we can't be out on the ice with him. He was out there working on his game with the players, and I just feel good for him as a person. He's going to graduate with his degree here, and I still believe he has an opportunity to play professionally. He's also gotten involved helping coach a high school hockey team as an advisor in that, and we're excited for Ben and just how he's developed as a person, and he's a heck of a goalie as well.
Andy, you mentioned in your post-game comments Saturday night that Hugh McGing had probably his best game this season on Saturday. What did you see in his game on Saturday that you liked and gives you encouragement moving forward?
Yeah, what I saw from Hugh, and when I commented after the game that I thought it was his best game of the year, that was Hugh McGing. That was a guy that was all over the puck, that was threw their biggest guy to the ice there to help create a scoring opportunity, hustled on pucks, was forechecking, was getting shots on the power play, gets the shootout winner, and Hugh's got 2 goals on the season right now, and but his game has been so good of late, and he's gonna find the net here as we go along, and just leads us when he's out there playing like that, and that's why he wears the C, because that's the kind of player he can be. Just fun to watch play the game of hockey, and when you're standing behind the bench, you just kind of got a smile on your face and looking at him and how hard he plays.
You play Colorado College this weekend. You took 5 out of 6 points from them in November at their place. They're not the biggest team, but they're a pretty gritty bunch.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Haviland does a great job with them. They've got a great staff out there, and they've got a good hockey operations guy in Travis Culhane coming back for a visit here, but that's a shout out to you, Travis. We know they're going to play us hard. I mean, they learned how to win at Lawson, and this place has typically been a miserable place to play for visiting teams. It hasn't been miserable enough this year. We're 3-5 at home, I believe, and that's not good enough. And Colorado College is going to come in here. They're going to compete and play as hard. And the fact that we played Duluth last weekend, the defending national champions, and if our guys think there's going to be any kind of a letdown in our opponent this weekend, we're forewarned right now. They're coming in here to win, and we should be a hungry group. We need to get some wins here. We need to play well at Lawson, and we lost to this team last year, and they knocked us out of the national championship tournament. So we need to be ready.
Obviously, we were struggling to score goals, and it's hard to win when you can't score goals. And I think more so than just scoring goals, it was how we played and to get those chances and find the back of the net that led to the goals more so than just having chances. But feels good to have a relatively healthy lineup and be able to produce.
Duluth's always a fun series for you when we go there. How many pass-outs did we have in the stands on Friday and Saturday night?
Yeah, there were quite a few. Obviously, it's pretty close to where I grew up, and I'd say there are probably close to 40 Bronco fans in the stands each night, which is always nice to be able to play in front of them.
To go out there and pick up that extra point with that shootout win, what kind of confidence did that give for the group going forward?
Oh, it's huge. Obviously, we didn't like the outcome on Friday night, and we knew we had to respond on Saturday night, especially against a team like Duluth. And we wanted more than just that extra point in the shootout. We wanted to win the game, and we put ourselves in a position to do that going into the third and let them come back. But it did make it nice that we did win in the shootout. But obviously, we wanted more than just a shootout win.
Ben Blacker stopped a couple shots there in that shootout. What can you say about the type of confidence he's playing with and what he brings to the net for the team?
Yeah, I mean, Ben has been patient all year waiting for his chance to get in there, and he earned the right to do so by playing hard in practice and got in there and played solid all night, and especially in the shootout, stopping both of their shooters and allowing us a chance to win the game, and he played a great game, and it's huge when you get that kind of goaltending to help you out.
Colorado College comes to town this weekend. Home games have not exactly been great this year for the Broncos, with a couple more losses than wins. Took five out of 6 points from them earlier on in the season. What do you expect from the Tigers?
They play hard just like any other team in this league, and they're going to come in here fired up. They know what the environment is like in Lawson with the playoff series last year, and I think going into this second half, so to speak, this season, we've got a lot of home games, and we need to take advantage of that, playing in Lawson here and use that to our advantage. And, of course, we want to be better at home, and I think we're starting to find our game where we can be successful every night.